I wish that I could give you like a hug or at least like a solid handshake through the screen, because I'm so proud of you and so happy that you're here taking the first step on a journey that will change the rest of your life if you do it correctly. This is Antidote, taking you from digital distraction to peak productivity in 30 days. This is another introductory lesson to give you a little bit more context for what we'll be learning as we go through this course. This is the introduction to the HARP system, which is the ultimate framework for ending phone addiction for life. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so excited that I finally get to talk about this system that my friend Liam and I have been building for the last just about a year. So thank you for being here. Let's get into it. So why HARP? Well, it's a symbol of harmony and balance. It's the thing that you see most commonly in classical orchestras, and it's the thing that you hear most commonly in the most relaxing music of all time. It is an instrument from ancient times that gives this vibe of absolute harmony and grace, and it was the perfect thing to build an acronym around to represent exactly what we're doing here. It's a symbol of harmony and balance, and in the same way that it creates so many different flavors of sounds and music, this course is not black and white, and it's not one solid set in stone thing. In fact, this course is meant to help you develop a more harmonious relationship with technology. It's about guiding you on a journey from disharmoniousness to harmonious with your phone and with other digital devices that may be causing you to be distracted throughout your life. It's about finding a healthy balance between your physical and digital lives, and tools to help you get to a healthy balance, which is harmony. A HARP, if you can't tell already, fits that philosophy perfectly. So what does HARP stand for? Well, the H in HARP stands for habits make it happen. This is the foundation for lasting progress and really the foundation for the entire course. It's about holistically approaching the concept of digital mindfulness and building a fully fulfilling life. In Habits Make It Happen, we'll go over why phone addiction doesn't start and end with just phones. We'll also replace the hollow emotional regulations you get from the phone with healthier sources and learn how to channel your reclaimed time productively. It's not the definitive text on how to be happy necessarily, but its job is to show you that the problem of phone addiction does not start and end with phones. The root is much deeper, and that is something that we'll get into in a really big way coming up in the H module. The H module is about illuminating those root causes and applying personalized solutions. It's also rooted in awareness, which we'll get to as well within that module. I cannot wait for that one. It's so good. The next one is altering your environment is essential. That's what the A in HARP stands for. A is all about our environments, both physical and digital, and the tactical solutions that we can apply there to make digital mindfulness that much more attainable. These are all about developing more awareness of the impact of your environment and how it affects your phone use. We'll also talk about how to adjust your mental environment in kind of a fun roundabout way that will give you the tools, strategies, and tactics and methods to really attack phone addiction from its core. All of this being informed, again, by the H module, which is Habits Make It Happen. The A and the R modules coming up here are the tactical solutions of this course. R stands for rebooting your relationship with tech. These are strategies and tools that we can apply to the mental game of phone addiction. It'll also change the way we interact with ourselves and our relationship with technology. So there are so many different frameworks and exercises that we'll go through in this module that will change who you are and how you interact with phones from your core, from the inside out. And that is why this one is so exciting. I can't wait to get to that one. And the last module here is P. This is the P side of HARP, the last module. This is all about personalizing your approach to progress. Remember that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to phone addiction. So the last module will teach you practical tips and strategies to personalize your antidote, which is all about what we're building. We're building your personalized solution, formula, antidote to digital distraction and unlocking the most productive version of yourself. There's no one-size-fits-all fix, as I've said before, and hopefully as you know by now. So this whole entire framework is meant to give you a clearer picture on how you can personally approach your relationship with technology and ultimately become the most productive version of you possible. And if that doesn't sound nice, I don't know what does. This is so exciting to me. The fact that we've developed this framework just makes it so much easier to visualize all of the things that we need to do as people, as a society, to fix our relationships with the amazing devices that are constantly in our pockets and how we can end up using those relationships to skyrocket our progress towards productivity. So if you're not excited, you'll be excited. Just trust me. This is an amazing way to attack a problem that has been a problem for way longer than it needs to be. So this is the whole HARP framework laid out here. Again, I want to emphasize here that the H side of things, this is H, these are foundational things about the course, foundations here. The next thing I want to emphasize here is how tactical these two modules here. These are tactics. And the last one here is the personalization, right? This is so key. I'll say this so many times throughout the course, but looking at these strategies, methods, and tactics through the lens of your own experience is absolutely key to making these stick and making these last. So every little lesson that we go through and every exercise that you take part in and every answer that you answer in the journal that we've provided you as well is meant to be looked at through the lens of personalizing your approach to progress. So hopefully we've covered basically what this course is about. Obviously, there's so much to get into, which is the obvious next step for you as the student. So thank you for being here again. I cannot wait to start teaching you about all of these things and mentoring you through the course and guiding you down the journey of becoming more mindful and more productive. So why Antidote? Well, Antidote is, like I said, an individual's personalized solution to phone addiction. And I want to emphasize straight up right out of the gate that everybody's antidote is different. Your version of digital mindfulness and the tactics and strategies and methods that you use will be different from the next person and the next person and the next person and maybe even mine. These are all the strategies that I use on a daily basis and a weekly basis and a monthly basis and ultimately for my life, but not all of them are going to apply to you, and that is completely fine. That is in fact how Antidote works. You're meant to choose and pick and understand each part to a really proficient understanding and then figure out which ones work for you and combine them in a way that works with your schedule and your lifestyle. So that's why Antidote. Everybody has their own antidote, and I'm very excited for you to build your own antidote by the end of this course. If you're ready to change your life, then all you have to do is click into the next module. I'm so glad that you're here again. I fair warning, will say that so many times. I appreciate you taking the time to download this and listen to me for what's going to be about a month and support me as a creator. If you've been following me from the social media side of things, or maybe you've been following me from when I was a magician online, I sincerely thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is my life's work and the most valuable thing I think I've had the good fortune of being able to build with my now best friend, Liam. I'll talk about him a little bit later, but this is something that's so near and dear to my heart. And it is really tackling a question that has sort of plagued humanity for the last better part of 20 or so years. I'm only 26 years old, and I feel responsible not only for myself, but now that I've been posting content about this stuff for years and years now, I feel like I need to do my part and impart what I've learned throughout my entire life and decades of research onto you. So I'm very excited that you're here. There's so many little nuggets that you can take and put in your back pocket to be a little bit more mindful and ultimately take a step every single day to become a little bit better and 1% improved towards a more productive you. So thank you for being here again. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that, probably too many, but I'm so glad that you're taking a step towards a more productive version of yourself. We're going to actually go over the guided journal, which we've provided to you in PDF form. It is highly encouraged that you print it out and write on it with an actual pen. Remember those. Remember interacting with things in the physical world. That's exactly what you should be doing with the guided journal. If you don't do that, you are seriously missing out on a lot of value. So thank you for being here. Print out the journal, and I'll see you in the next module where we'll talk about the guided journal. See you guys there.